Leah was 17 years old. She had never traveled alone before. Now she was standing in the middle of Barcelona. She had a small suitcase and a big dream. She had been accepted to a 2-week English course. The course was in London. Her flight was tomorrow morning. She felt proud. She felt nervous. And she felt a little lost. Her parents had helped her pack. Her older brother gave her a travel guide. Her best friend said, "Don't lose anything important." Leah laughed at the time. But now she stood outside her hostel. Her heart was beating fast. She had lost her passport. It wasn't in her backpack. It wasn't in the small pouch she always carried. She ran back into the hostel room. She opened every drawer. She lifted every pillow. She checked the trash can. Nothing. She sat down on the bed. Her hands were shaking. She couldn't call her parents. They would panic. She couldn't cry, at least not yet. She took a deep breath. She said to herself, "Okay, I can fix this. I just need to think." She opened her phone and searched, "Lost passport in Barcelona." A few helpful results came up. She needed to go to the Polish consulate in Barcelona. She had to ask for an emergency travel document. It was open until 3 p.m. It was already 12:15. Leah grabbed her bag and ran. The streets were busy. The sun was hot. Her suitcase kept hitting her legs. She tried to ask someone for directions in English. Most people said, "No English." Others pointed in the wrong direction. Her Spanish was very basic. ¿Dónde está? Was all she could say. She stopped in front of a cafe. She looked at her phone again. The consulate was 3 metro stops away. She had never used the Barcelona metro before. But there was no time to be scared. She found the entrance. She bought a ticket. She took the train. Every stop felt like an hour. She watched the map on the wall. One more. Okay, now get off. At 1:15 p.m., she arrived at the Polish consulate. It was a tall gray building with flags and a guard. She walked up to the door. The guard looked at her. "Do you have an appointment?" he asked in Spanish. Leah didn't understand. She showed him her phone with the website page. "Pasaporte perdido," she said quietly. The guard sighed. Then he opened the door and let her in. Inside, a kind woman at the desk spoke Polish. Leah finally felt a little relief. She explained everything. She had lost her passport. Her flight was tomorrow. She needed a temporary document. The woman nodded. "Okay," she said. "We can help you. But we need a photo and a police report." "A police report?" Leah asked. "Yes, you must go to the police. Tell them your passport is lost. They will give you a paper. Come back here before 3 p.m. Or we cannot issue the document today." It was already 1:30. Leah thanked the woman and left the building. She Googled the nearest police station. It was a 10-minute walk. On the way, she passed a small photo booth. Passport photos, instant, perfect. She stepped inside. She took a picture. Her eyes looked tired, but it didn't matter. She ran again. At the police station, the officer didn't speak English. But he understood passport and lost. He gave her a form and asked her to fill it out. With shaking hands, she completed it. She used her translator app. The officer smiled. He stamped the paper and handed it back. It was 2:15. She had 45 minutes left. She ran back to the consulate, breathing hard. Her legs hurt. Her face was red. But she made it. The woman smiled when she saw her. "You did it," she said. Leah handed over the photo and the report. The woman typed on her computer. She printed a document and gave it to Leah. "This will let you fly home or to London. But be careful, it's only valid for 7 days." Leah thanked her again and walked out. She was exhausted, but smiling. And next morning, at the airport, Leah stood in line for security. She had her emergency document. She still felt nervous. Would they accept it? Would she miss her flight? The man at passport control looked at the paper. Then he looked at Leah. "Traveling alone?" he asked. "Yes," she said. He nodded and stamped it. Leah walked through the gate, holding her little bag close. When she finally sat on the plane, she closed her eyes and smiled. She had done it. She had lost her passport. She had run across a foreign city. She had spoken 3 languages badly. And she still managed to catch her flight. Maybe this was what travel was really about. Not just sightseeing, but solving problems. Asking for help and growing stronger. London was waiting. And so was her new adventure.